the data on food labels isn't always correct. Yeah, it can potentially be a good indication of what's in it, but please try and eat as many single ingredient foods as possible. Welcome back to another episode of Thrive Mode Radio. I'm your host, Marcus MacKay. And the reason I started and perform and why I do this podcast and why I put out all this content for free is because 10 years ago in my early 20s, I was riddled with anxiety. I had horrible panic attacks. I had horrible depression. I was abusing drugs and alcohol. I hated the way I looked. I hated the way I felt. I was in survival mode. And now I help people get out of survival mode and into thrive mode. Because now I'm 31. I actually didn't think I was going to make it to this age. That's how bad I felt. Now at my age, I love life. I love the way I feel. I love the way I look. And I want you to too. And so today's episode, it's almost summer. Spring's a coming. And so a lot of people are thinking about their summer bod. The hard bodies and pool parties. You got the cottage trips, you got the vacations, whatever it is, and you want to look and feel your best. And so as a coach, my goal is always to make sure my clients make as few mistakes as possible so that they get results as quickly as possible. I've made a lot of mistakes in my journey, and I don't want you to, or I don't want you to make these mistakes. So I'm going to go through the top 10 fat loss mistakes that we need to overcome in order to get into the body we love and feel fucking awesome. Okay, so the first thing is we got to understand that consistency is always going to be the top, right? We control two things in life, our effort and our attitude, right? So we need to be consistent about our effort and attitude. That's the number one thing. But let's get into the mistakes. So the first thing, and our structure at Perform is we always focus on mindset first, because if we can change our belief systems, we can change our internal story. If we've been telling ourselves a bullshit story that we're overweight, we're a piece of shit constantly, like that's how we're going to vibrate. So we need to start thinking and living. I'm not saying fake it till you make it, but you need to start adopting this new mindset of the person you want to be. Who's the person you want to become? And what are the things they do daily to make it happen? So the first mistake people make is they focus on less. It's a restrictive mindset. So they go into a fat loss phase and they're eating like 1,100 calories. I can't have that. I can't go spend time with friends. I'm on the treadmill or elliptical, just trying to burn as much fat as possible. It's bullshit. You're doing it wrong. When you get into a fat loss phase, push health. Because the healthier your system, the better you burn fat, right? The less stressed you are, the more inspired you are, the better nutritious foods you get into you, and the more you push performance in the gym, the more you burn fat. So the mistake number one is you have to move from a scarcity mindset. So this is your action. If you're in a summer's coming, I gotta get ready. Like, oh shit, I'm in a rush. Start planning now. And get out of this scarce mindset and into this abundance mindset of, hey, I'm getting better. Let's push. I want to actually get my fitness and my health to a high level. I'm not just looking to burn fat. Mistake number two is people don't weight train. You have these cardio bunnies that are, oh, I did 2 hours of cardio today. Yeah, you're just going to get skinny fat. Remember that muscle is metabolically active, or it's way more active than other tissues. So what that means is you become the Ferrari. The more lean muscle mass you have, the more you can eat without getting fat. So training for strength training is going to make you more like a Ferrari, because if you hang out like a Prius, you're going to store fat. You're going to, you want to be inefficient when it comes to fat storage, because our bodies are naturally really good at it. So when you go into the gym and you push weight training, you get strong. You work on resistance, dumbbells, barbells, machines, all these types of things. That is the best way to maintain lean muscle mass or even develop it and lose weight, right? Use nutrition and daily activity for fat loss. Use the gym to get stronger. I don't go to the gym to lose fat. It's bullshit. All right. So Also, one more point on this. When you weight train, you want to maintain as much lean muscle mass as possible during a fat loss phase. Because let's say you go super low calorie, and we'll get into this is how fast you can go. If you go super low calorie and you're not getting enough protein, you're not resistance training, you're going to lose lean muscle mass, which is going to be harmful for your metabolism. With me? So mistake number 2 is not weight training. You got to get after it in the gym. It's fun too. It's fun being strong. All right, mistake number 3, a sedentary lifestyle, even though you work out. So even if you train for an hour a day, but then you sit on your ass all day, right? Your energy expenditure for the day is like 300 calories, 400 calories. This Apple Watch saying that you trained and you burned 600 calories. I'm sorry, that's incorrect, right? You need to get your steps in. Like if I'm doing a photo shoot or I'm getting prepped and I want to look good, like I just get like 15,000 steps a day. Yeah, I train. Yeah, there's cardio. Yeah, there's resistance training, but getting those walks morning, afternoon, and evening is so important for just your well-being as well as your fat loss journey, right? Like think about when you go out for a walk that you're in pursuit of something or you're getting chased. I like to be in pursuit of something where you're hammering steps, like you're moving fast. I live in North Van. It's mountainous. My dog and I, we get going, right? So get off your ass and start moving. You know, you could add afternoon mobility. Think about the chores around the house you can do on the weekend. You know, all these things, they add up to a lot of calories expended during the day and a lot of health. Okay. The next mistake number 4, is people just think that I just need to work out more. You know, I need to do 2 workouts a day, but they never focus on diet. So one of the biggest game changers is a lot of people who I see at the gym, like I just left Vancouver for the last 4 months and I came back and there's people at the gym who look the fucking exact same after 4 months, right? What are they doing wrong? I know what they're doing wrong. Their lifestyle is not in check. Maybe they're not sleeping well, their stress is off, and it's probably nutrition. So if they're going to the gym 5-6 days a week and their body's not changing, how about instead of going 6 days a week, right? 2 of those days, you just do some meal prep and grocery shopping. Your results would skyrocket. So if you go into the gym and think this is the only lever I need to pull to actually get a great result, let's focus on meal prep, cooking or getting meals delivered or a meal delivery service, whatever it is. You can do that. I work with a lot of, you know, CEOs, execs, a lot of people who, or family people that don't have a lot of time. And we just sort out meal delivery service so they don't need to think about it. They can automate it. Okay. Mistake number 5, going too quickly. Oh, I lost like 5 pounds this week. You did what? So like I said in the beginning, is when we lose too much or we cut calories too low, what happens is we burn into our most important resource, right? Muscle mass, lean muscle mass is the organ of longevity. You want to age well, be strong, be capable. I do. I want to be able to hike mountains when I'm 100 years old. So maintaining your lean muscle mass is going to be crucial, right? So I coach 1.5, max 2 pounds. If you have a lot to go, 2 pounds of fat per week. Remember, you're not looking to lose weight. This is a mindset shift. It's not about losing weight. It's about losing fat. You with me? All right. Mistake number 6, high stress. So people talk about, oh, it's cortisol. Okay, what is cortisol? Okay, cortisol is a hormone that's produced to help us navigate stressful situations. It gets us into battle. Here's the challenge, is when we read a stressful email, cortisol is released, blood sugar goes up to prepare us for battle. Our body thinks we're going into a saber-tooth tiger fight or whatever it is, okay? What that means is we're at a desk, not going to fight the saber-tooth tiger or run from it. We're just sitting there. So all that energy that's been expended into your body for action to fight just gets stored back as body fat, particularly in the belly. So you have your common man or businessman, they have skinny extremities, their arms, their legs all skinny. Then they have a barrel and there's like, oh, it's stress. Yeah. Yeah. So if you can't manage your stress, and 2 episodes ago, I did a full episode on stress management. It's about you managing it not managing you. If you can get into a sense of calmness and equanimity, right? Unfuckwithable. That's going to be really important to live a lean and healthy life. All right. Mistake number 6, or maybe it's number 7. It's number 6. Okay. A high carb breakfast. So a lot of clients that come into M Perform or W Perform, M Perform is for men, W Perform is for women. And we start coaching them a high protein, moderate fat, high fiber breakfast. And they're like, oh, I have so much more energy. Oh, this is great. My body is changing dramatically. Yeah, it's because you're not having, the typical North American breakfast. Sugar, okay, cereal. I did a poll on my Instagram I was at Tim Hortons and we were driving, I was getting a coffee. I did a poll and I looked at a muffin at Tim Hortons and a donut. So a donut had about 220 calories. A muffin had 450 calories, and it's sugar. It's processed shit. And that's how most people start their day. They have a muffin, or they have a cereal, or they have bread with peanut butter. And what that does is it sets your brain up to crave carbohydrates for the rest of the day. But these massive blood sugar spikes is draining your greatness. So I know it sounds off, but like steak and eggs is an amazing breakfast. Having some turkey sausage or some smoked salmon or some, maybe some hard-boiled eggs, like all these choices are going to set your brain and body up for maximal success during the day, especially brain energy. If you got to focus, you got, a big job, and you're just putting these shitty carbohydrates in your brain first thing, it's going to suck. All right. Next mistake. Not chewing your food. Lean individuals chew their food about 30 times per bite. People who are overweight, 9 times per bite. It's so important that you start the digestive phase by chewing your food thoroughly, because you're not what you eat, you are what you digest. So if you don't chew your food, you're basically putting these big blocks down in your gullet, and it's going to be really hard for your body to pull nutrients to actually use for energy. So being mindful and slowly eating. I know we live in a society where everything's on the go. We eat standing up, we eat while we're on this, during our commute. It's when you can find time to eat and cherish it and be grateful. You know how easy it is for us to eat these days? You tap a couple buttons on Uber Eats, you order something, you go to the grocery store. Like, at no point in history has it been so easy for us to get food. Be grateful for it. Take your time with it. Have dinner with friends, family. Be slow with it. Enjoy with it. Also, if you have big dinners, the plates can't be, the serving plates. Put them in the kitchen. Don't put them on the table, because when you finish your plate, you're going for seconds, aren't you, if it's on the table? It's a little trick. All right. So chew your freaking food. Mistake number 8. You're looking at food labels and you're looking at, these big companies that are potentially, the data on food labels isn't always correct. Yeah, it can potentially be a good indication of what's in it, but please try and eat as many single ingredient foods as possible. If you see a food label that you can't, there's a list of 20 ingredients for this small little thing, like, it probably shouldn't go past your gullet. Like, it probably, like people say, oh, a calorie is a calorie. Except what your body does with that calorie. Yes, a calorie is just a unit of energy. It's a measurement, but what's more important is what your body does with that calorie. Follow me? So the way my body let's say I'm gonna have like last night for dinner we had sea bass. Okay, so how my body digests sea bass and uses the calories from sea bass is going to be way different going back to our muffin than me having that muffin. You with me? So food labels, okay, it's good to pay attention to your foods, but remember that they're not always correct. Mistake number 9, trusting the media for information. You have every single influencer on Instagram posting that they are the new age of diet. They have the perfect fix. How do they know? They don't know you. Right? They don't know your biology. They don't know your history. Right? You have people like magazines. I love going to Whole Foods or the grocery store or wherever and just reading the titles of Men's Health or Women's Health or whatever, and what people are being exposed to. And it's just catchy phrases, right? This celebrity used this diet to prepare for this movie. Try it out. Maybe. But remember, that's meant to catch your attention. It's not meant to get you a result. You are the best expert of you. For me, the way I can stay so consistent is because I prioritize quality protein, fibrous vegetables, some good fruit during the day, because I like to be, I like to stay light during the day. I like the brain energy, all that kind of stuff. And then in the evening, I scale up carbohydrates, rice, sweet potato, maybe it's a little treat, dark chocolate, maybe some non-dairy ice cream. Dairy hates me. Because I want to use those carbohydrates, of course, to help me sleep at night. That works for me. It keeps my blood sugar low throughout the day, and I can maintain great energy. I can hit my goals. So that's what works for me. But I don't know you. I don't know what works for you, but we can find out. Okay, the last mistake is not being honest with yourself. Mistake number 10 is looking in the mirror and be like, oh, my body's not changing. What's going on? Yeah, you ate out 3 times this week. You missed 2 training sessions. You didn't hit your water goal. You know what I mean? Like, people like get in this mindset of, I can't lose weight. Yeah, you can. And I hate to use this example, but there's people, children and people, adults, who are food deprived and just look at their bodies. They have no fat on them. You can see their organs. Okay? That's how lean they are. So saying that you can't lose weight is when you are food deprived, when you're in a caloric deficit. We have to be in a caloric deficit to lose weight or lose fat. Your body will adapt. Well, anyways, don't make these mistakes. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you all the success in your prep for summer. We're launching an amazing new program. It's called 12 Weeks to Cut Your Gut. If you're interested in that, you can DM me on Instagram at Marcus MacKay. I hope you have a great week, and thanks so much for tuning in. Peace.